Addy soldiers. Welcome to my floor. We are in and amongst my TBR pile this evening. If all goes according to plan, I should be posting this the day after Christmas. So Merry Christmas! Happy Yule if you celebrate. I hope you all had a wonderful day full of good food and no family drama and some good, cozy, warm friend time. You'll have to excuse my sweatshirt and face grease tonight, but like the holidays are hard. Okay, I feel like I've been out doing something festive every single night for the last 2 weeks. I'm tired, and I just want to have a little chill and chat for today's video. I'm gonna do something that I did back in the summer, which is a type of video I like to call Bookish Bestie Time, where this is like a less structured video where we just talk about stuff. Like if you came over to hang out and we were just talking about books, this is the kind of thing that we would talk about. I had a lot of little bits and pieces of ideas, but nothing that would sound good to me, at least as a full-length video. So we're just gonna combine them all in here today. Good soup. We're gonna talk about what I'm reading right now. We're gonna talk about some content discourse that I have going on in my brain. We're gonna talk about some books on my TBR that I straight up forgot about. We're gonna talk about some home renovations I'm gonna do in 2025, and if you're very lucky, I might show you the color of paint that I'm going to be using. Also, the tea I'm drinking definitely does not have whiskey in it. That's a strong tea. So without further ado, grab a drink, grab a snack, and buckle in. Join me on my floor, maybe on your floor, as we just talk about a bunch of book stuff. Okay, let's just have some nice book bestie time. The first thing I want to talk about has to do with Booktok, because if you don't know, I have a lot more followers on Booktok than I do on Booktube. So hi, if you found me just through Booktube, that's so nice. I was gonna say follow me on Booktok, but then like maybe don't. We don't know what's going on with that app. It's imploding currently. If you don't know, it's very highly likely that in January of 2025, the US is going to ban TikTok. And I live in Canada, so I don't quite know what our rules and regulations are around it. There hasn't really been any updates on that. But I'm only going to assume that either we're going to find a new platform or TikTok will just go on as it always has. Like, it's too big of a moneymaker to just leave and abandon. But so many people are already jumping ship. And like, as somebody who's been on YouTube and Instagram for longer than I've been on TikTok, I'm just like, you know what? Honestly, thank God. Like, another app I don't have to worry about anymore. Not to say that I don't love Booktok. I really do. It is a wonderful platform with a great community, and I have a very specific type of creative freedom on that I don't get anywhere else. But even before they talked about possibly banning it, like, I was just so exhausted. I'm so tired of there being the same discourse every 3 months. I never made a video on this, and now I'm super late, so I probably never will. But like, the whole reading isn't political discourse. Girl, are we for real right now? Literally everything in your existence is political. You existing is political. Yes, reading is political. The fact that you have a book in your hands is political. And for all these people that are like, I just want to read my romance novels and like not think about politics, the fact that you're able to read a romance novel is inherently political, because I'm so baffled that I have no words. Policies surrounding literacy, education, book writing, publishing, the selling and purchasing of rights, the fact that whatever store that those books get put into, whether they get banned or not by local libraries, who is even in the romance novel? Are they people of color? Are they queer people? If they're just two white people, what are the classes of those people? Just because you decide to not engage in something doesn't mean that thing just ceases to exist. And also, you not wanting to and actively disengaging from an issue is also political. Like, at this point, if you told me an alien plague came down to Earth and wiped away all of our critical thinking skills, I might believe you. And I'm sorry if that makes you uncomfortable, but like, human life is uncomfortable and growth is uncomfortable. So if we want to grow and continue to be good human beings and help uplift others, like make the world a better place, then yeah, sometimes we're gonna have to confront some stuff about ourselves. Anyways, Booktok has become a bit of a weird place, and I'm not having that much fun with it anymore. Like, there's no big trending sounds, and a lot of the creators I see are also really burnt out, so a lot of them have left or are posting a lot less. Everyone's always selling something. I see the same 4 books over and over again, and like, I know that is partially algorithms, but as somebody who doesn't want to hear about ACOTAR for the 17,000th time, I've gone in and like blocked those words from coming up, and I still see them all the time. So yeah, I'm losing a little steam and a little joy from the app. On that note, I made a Blue Sky. If anyone wants to follow me, it's the same username across all platforms. I don't even know if I'm gonna post on there, but everyone's jumping ship. and I don't want to be left alone. Something sinking ship metaphor. All my years as an English major have now failed me. But to be fair, it is quite late at night, and this may or may not have whiskey in it. But in terms of content ideas, no one steal these, by the way. TM, copyright. Of course, I want to keep my monthly wrap-ups because those tend to do very well, and also I really like making them. I really want to get all my anger out and do some hot take videos, because I think that'll be fun. And I want to make some more video essays. I feel like I haven't made one in a long time, and I have one brewing about buy books in particular, so let me know down below if you'd like to see that. I'm also plotting a very large vampire book video, but probably not for a couple more months. At least until I turn 30. And I'm also thinking of making Bookish Bestie Time more of a staple on my channel. Just every couple months, maybe like once a quarter or something, just have a little sit down video and like chat about stuff. And I guess also let me know what kind of content you guys want to see. Think of it as a feedback survey. What am I reading right now? I'm so glad you asked. As of right now, I have about 60 pages left of Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne, which is like a Nordic inspired fantasy in the aftermath of a war between gods and men, and like, damn bitch, this is so good. It's intense. Orca, love her. She kills so many people. The sequel may or may not be in my online shopping cart. It's been so long since I read a book, like a high fantasy, epic fantasy book by a man. There are just like a couple of small things in here that I'm like, I can tell this is written by a man. Actually, the women characters in here are written great. I really enjoy them. But it's like some of the male characters, like, why is he so obsessed with the fact that the trolls in these books are all naked and they're just out swinging around, if you know what I mean? Like, he's mentioned it multiple times, and I'm like, John, come on. I also am kind of reading these two books. Like, I picked up A Pirate's Life for Tea, which is the sequel to Can't Spell Treason Without Tea, which is like cozy fantasy. Two lesbians open up a coffee shop, but magic, but then also problems. It's cute, but it's not like grabbing me. And then we also have Asunder by Kirsten Hall. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I've read a tiny bit and I'm not vibing with this, but so many of my friends on Booktok have said this is a 5-star book for them, so I'm forcing myself to continue reading it, but it is kind of on a back burner for the moment. Oh my god. Okay, I'm so warm. I'm gonna take this off. 1 second. This is one of my many Way She Goes clothes hoodies. It has a cool design on it, and then I'm also wearing the sweatpants to it as well. And they are very expensive, but they are 1,000% worth it. Those keep me snuggled. Man, I talked about this in my last video too, but I've been really let down by the books of 2024. There was a lot of highly anticipated reads that just didn't hit the mark, and I'm kind of upset about it because like this year I read a lot of stuff that I felt was 4 stars. Like a lot of stuff that was good, but it wasn't phenomenal. Like, I wanted Eleanor Shellstrop's File, and all I got was this cactus. I want to give more books 5 stars. I want to be less hard on the things that I read. But I also want to find books that speak to that deep, dark, rotted soul of mine. And I'm also a big proponent of not doing end of the year wrap-ups or like best books of the year until the end of December, because I want to do a December reading wrap-up. I'm still reading stuff in the month of December. And yes, I may have jumped the gun a little bit and already posted my top 5 and worst 5 of the year in last week's video. Whoopsies, what are you gonna do? I'm not perfect. But I only went ahead and did that because truly December's reads have not had a good track record. I already DNF'd something. I read a Christmas rom-com that I really just did not end up liking. And then I read another like vampire book that I was here for in concept, and it was just so bland. And as I film this, there's like 8 or 9 days left of the year, and so I'm like, okay, I probably can finish 1 to 2. I'm gonna try for like 6, but we'll see. So there is still hope, friends, and I would like to share some of my possible reads with you, books that I may or may not read before the end of the year. Well, the first book that I'm absolutely going to start reading the moment that I finish Shadow of the Gods is Heavenly Tyrant by Sharon J. Chow. Oh! This sequel to Iron Widow. Oh my god, it's been years in the making. I'm so excited to have her in my hands. She's here, she's beautiful, she is the moment, and hopefully she will be the last 5-star book that I read this year. But it is YA, so I'm hoping that I can finish another 521 pages by the end of the month. 521 pages, Jay? Are you for real? Are you like freaking kidding me? It's Christmas. I'm gonna try and read one more holiday romance this year, and I just picked up I'll Be Gone for Christmas by Georgia K. Boone. This is a house swap rom-com where 2 women decide to swap homes for the holidays through this like Airbnb app, and then they swap Salem and San Francisco, and of course they're then dealing with, you know, each other's families and like reevaluating their life choices. And then I think Clover ends up falling in love with Bee's sister. Yes, you can read holiday rom-coms after the holidays, but then like, what's the point? I'm out of the Christmas spirit. Oh, I almost forgot. Oh, she's buried deep in there. Don't look at the back of my head, okay? What's going on back there is none of my business and none of yours. I also badly want to read Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross, which I have a feeling is gonna be a 5-star book for me, but I have limited time. I have done this to myself. I fully admit that I am the problem. Yet again, we'll see. I have a pretty long holiday break, both at my family's house and then also from work, so fingers crossed that I can just get a whole lot of reading done and not have to socialize. Ooh, maybe should we go over some of my most anticipated books for 2025? I think we should. Let's do it. Well, first up, I just have to brag. I'm sorry, but I have to, because I actually have physical copies of 4 of my most anticipated books for the first half of 2025. I don't know how this happened, but I'm still internally screaming about it. Coming out in March, I have a copy of The River Has Roots by Amal El-Mohtar, one of the authors of This Is How You Lose the Time War, which is one of my favorite sapphic novellas of all time, and this is her like debut solo album that is a fae folklore book with like the bonds of sisterhood in like a small town. God, I am a freaking freak for a fairy lore novel. Another March release that I begged and pleaded for, and blessed be those at HarperCollins who answered the call, because I have a copy of The Fable at the End of the World by Ava Reed. This is like a dystopian, post-apocalyptic, Hunger Games, Last of Us-esque sapphic dystopian romance. High stakes fight for survival, sapphic enemies to lovers, haunting and hopeful. Also, this lady, she has one fully black eye. And like, I'm kind of into it. And then a book that I got today that literally raised my heartbeat enough that I started sweating was a package from Raincoast. Gifted and Talented by Olive E. Blake. Let's freaking go, baby. I love Olive E. Blake, and Gifted and Talented's tagline is, money is the family business, magic is the family curse. And it's like the patriarch of this technology company is dead, and then all of his children have to like fight it out, but they're magical. I really love genre blending fantasy and sci-fi, particularly when it comes to magic and technology. So I'm so interested to see how she's going to do it, because I loved that aspect of the Atlas 6. The crushing weight of unrealized potential. Unfortunately relatable. The piece de résistance. If you're not sitting down, you may want to sit down, because I'm sitting down and I still feel like I have to sit down. Because one of my favorite authors is V.E. Schwab. I love the Darker Shade of Magic series. I literally have a tattoo of it on my leg. And in June, they are coming out with a new book called Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, and I have a copy of it in my grubby little book dragon claws. Oh, I'm sorry, my favorite author of all time wrote a new book about toxic sapphic vampires that's coming out 2 days after my birthday, and she's coming to the town that I live in like a week later. If I do not get a ticket to that event, I will cry. Now on the DL, this cover for this toxic sapphic vampire relationship throughout history, historical fiction novel, is kind of boring. There is a distinct lack of vampire on this cover, but I'll give it that it's still striking. I'm willing to let it seduce me. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Thank you so much to the people at Raincoast who made this happen, because I used to work there, and having friends amongst old coworkers is it's a really good perk. But now let us go into some more books that I'm really excited about for 2025. The first one I want to talk about has no release date, so I don't even know if this is going to come out in 2025, but freaking Electo the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. The Locked Tomb #4, cover to be revealed, release date to be revealed. Like, I know you probably have stuff going on in your life because you are a human, but like, I need you to get on this, because I need to know what the fuck is going on. Obviously, I love Gideon the Ninth. I loved Harrow the Ninth. I loved Nona the Ninth. And I need Electo. I need her to show up. Okay, she's late. And in March, I am so freaking excited for Faithbreaker by Hannah Kanner. This is also a sequel. This is third of the God Killer Fallen Gods trilogy that, oh my god, Sunbringer was one of my favorite top books of 2024. And I have no doubt that this will also make one of my top books of 2025. Mighty gods and mortal heroes clash in a final battle, and like, Sketta Seth is on the cover, and I love Sketty so much! Now in July, I am very excited for Medievally Blonde by Kate Jacobs. The darling of Booktok herself has written a historical fantasy that is in the vein of Legally Blonde, following a princess desperate to win back the heart of a prince, so she follows him to the kingdom's prestigious military academy, and in doing so, falls in love, saves the realm, and continues to look fabulous. And I know I just said that I was not vibing with A Pirate's Life for Tea, but like, I really have been loving cozy fantasies the last year. So I can't wait for like a cozy new romantasy, especially from Kate. Like, congratulations, Kate. This is so exciting. And in August, there is a book that I don't think has ever spoken more to my soul than this. This author actually wrote this book specifically for me. It is a combination of Dante's Inferno and Pure Nessie. It is Catabasis by R.F. Kuang, in which two graduate students must put aside their rivalry and journey to hell to save their professor's soul, perhaps at the cost of their own. Oh my god! I'm gonna smash that wanna read button on Goodreads. Call me Virgil and drag me to hell. I don't think that there is a way for me to correctly convey the excitement that I feel on the inside in a way that like comes across over camera. Like, it's just this metaphysical scream that's going on in my head right now. Another thing I plan on doing is doing some renovations and redecorations of my apartment in January. I'm planning on taking just like a week off and just fully just going feral with a paintbrush. I'm gonna paint, I'm gonna wallpaper, I'm gonna retile my kitchen, I'm replacing furniture. Like, my current dresser I've had for maybe like 17 years, maybe more than that, and 3 of the drawers don't open or close properly anymore. For Christmas, my girlfriend gave me this sick-ass snake rug, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to reconfigure that with my other snake rug. I want to just fully redo all of my gallery walls, because at this point, like, my whole home is a gallery wall. But we're going dark forest green, baby. Actually, I already have the paint. Let me show you. We're gonna go ahead and use the Behr Premium Plus paint in the color, is it North Woods? I bought a gallon of this nice dark foresty green, so you can bet, baby, that I'm gonna paint the inside of my house like a cursed forest, and it's gonna be awesome. The wallpaper I'm planning on buying is dark green with gold pomegranates on it. I'm really excited about it. I have this kind of pile in the corner of my room, all these antique mirrors that I've been buying and like gold wall shelves. I visited a few bone sellers at the last Weirdos market that was in town, so now I have not 1 but 2 skulls to hang up somewhere. Actually, do you want to see that too? I'll be right back. This is the most recent mirror that I bought. It has a little built-in shelf. I got it from Value Village. I'm so freaking excited. Also, if you see this again in a thrift haul in January, just pretend that you didn't see it, okay? And I can also show you my new skull, which if you don't want to see animal bones, skip ahead like 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, here she is. Isn't she beautiful? She's in great condition. She still has all her teeth and this really beautiful texture at the base of the antler. So how could I say no? She's lovely. This is a roe deer skeleton, by the way. I truly have become the witch who lives at the end of the hall. And lastly, in the spirit of both holiday reading and holiday cleaning, I wanted to go through my TBR pile and talk about some books that I straight up forgot about. I was stacking these things up to clean the other day, and as I was looking at some of these things, I realized I had no memory of how or when this came into my life. So I'm going to move the camera back a little bit and we're going to talk. You know what? We're going to do this portion standing. I'm 29. My body hurts. Now, I like to pride myself on having a somewhat organized TBR bookcase. Like, I do pretty regular purges and I go through it and I make sure that I am reading what I have. But as you can see, stuff gets stacked up and sometimes things get missed, and so here are 4 books that I completely forgot that I owned. Number 1 is the YA speculative contemporary that is Annie LeBlanc is Not Dead by Molly Morris, which I got an advance copy of this during the St. Martin's boycott. But now I'm not sure if I'm gonna read it or not, because our main character, her best friend Annie, dies, and then she enters into this town's top secret contest to resurrect her, but only for a month. And then she does come back to life, and now we're asking about secrets and things are getting revealed and how did she die. I do love books that play with death, but this just doesn't quite seem like something I'm really interested in. I think I'm gonna see if my girlfriend wants this. Oh yeah, that's also, I think, somewhat a sapphic romance. And so another cute sapphic romance that I probably should have read when I first got it, but I didn't, was The 710 Split by Carmen Lee, which I was sent by Harlequin. Rival high school teachers who coach a bowling team. It sounds silly and cute and fun, and this is also from the Afterglow imprint, which is like sexy spicy, so this might be fun. for, like, you know, the cold winds of February or whatever. And then another book that was part of the St. Martin's Press boycott that I got from Raincoast that I completely forgot about until unearthing it just this afternoon, and that is A Song to Drown Rivers by Anne Liang. Inspired by the legend of Ji Shi, one of the most famous four beauties of ancient China, navigating court politics, becoming a secret assassin. Especially with this killer cover, like, yeah, we're gonna move this to a place where I can actually see it and comprehend it on a daily basis. And then, oh god, this is dusty. Oh god, that's gross. A sequel that I bought and then didn't read, that I may have stowed away in a dark corner and promptly forgot about, was The Hemlock Queen by Hannah Witten. I have no memory of this place. Where did you come into my possession? I barely remember what The Foxglove King was about at this point. I know it had to do with necromancy, and also some kind of, like, hot priest. Romantic fantasy, corrupted kings, necromancer, ooh, smuggling. A haunting voice of the dark power in the catacombs of the city. Like, look, if I couldn't theme my apartment Enchanted Cursed Forest, it would be catacomb themed. I probably have enough bones in my possession that I couldn't make at least one wall of skulls. I probably could keep going on, but I've been talking for too long at this point. I am greasy and sleepy, so I think we should wrap this up. So that's that on that. Thank you all for joining me this evening. I hope this little reprieve of the holiday craziness was helpful, or again, maybe it's like August when you're watching this, and this was just a fun way to kill like 25 minutes or however long this video ends up turning out to be. Because let me tell you, I will chit-chat at any time of the year. It doesn't have to be festive. So there we have it. I showed you some things. I talked about some things. I let you in on some of my schemes and plans. But of course, if this is going to be a chit-chat, I also need to hear you chittering and chattering at me as well. So please leave down in the comments some stuff that you've been reading this December, or maybe some goals that you have for 2025. Let me know if any of the books that I forgot about are worth forgetting about, remembering. Once again, well wishes for the holiday season, or whatever you're going through at the moment. We're all always going through something. Cheers to talking more about books in the upcoming year. You know where to click to like the video. You know where to click to subscribe. I hope you guys are all having a nice day wherever you are, and I will see you all next week and next year. Bye!